Boa tarde. Thank you so much. Muito obrigada. Thank you so much for the answer. Indeed, I completely agree. But I think my question wasn't very clear. In fact, I was going a bit beyond. I completely agree with not having translated those words and creating the strangeness that the people in Portugal would have felt at the same time. I completely understand. But when I was thinking about that list of politically incorrectness of words, that like in Monteiro Lobato's versions, there are several versions for children now, and some of them they consider writing footnotes, or indeed just notes at the end of the page, not exactly footnotes, just for children, saying, you know, this is not politically correct now, but it was then. Of course, this is for children and it's didactic. But I was wondering if it's possible to conceive to avoid having the return, like Dulce said, out of, of circulation for some time. Is it conceivable to have those notes saying that's what happened there? I don't know, I'm asking, I don't know if I agree with them myself. For political reasons. Thank you.
Well, I think that there is nothing gratuitous about the language that Dulce uses or leaves out. This is what I've learned as her translator, that there is nothing casual about her choice of words, and they're like these very carefully laid constructions where at some point I think I'm going to take out this word because I'm going to make one choice here. But then I realized that you know, her use of a particular construction or her use of a phrase repeats itself throughout the rest of the novel. And so if you take it out here, it begins to crumble elsewhere. And so I have rarely read an author whose use of language is so deliberate and precise. And so I think nothing in the return is gratuitous, even these words that can be problematic. I had very similar conversations with a publisher, and in fact, perhaps even kind of more robust sort of discussions with a publisher when it came to the next novel of Dulce's I translated, which was Violeta Among the Stars, because there is, the character of the mother who she's a racist, she's an old-fashioned racist. Yeah. And I was trying to get that across, but it's a problem for a publisher. So do you then have a prologue or a forward, translator's forwards or a publisher's forward saying, look, this is how people spoke, this is obviously not, what we're about, this is how people spoke, this is how people thought of others, thought of immigrants, thought, I guess that's one possibility. But then Dulce doesn't have such a forward in any of her books. She lets a story do the talking. And again, when there is language that is problematic, it's not, it's never used casually. And so, I mean, I really hope that discerning, intelligent readers will never think that because her characters have said things that may seem outrageous, that this is the author speaking, because it isn't. As she said earlier, she believes in fiction. And two, I don't believe in canceling. So